high heel. Marilyn Monroe once said that women owe a lot to whoever invented them. But why is that? They're not very practical. And according to the Journal of Foot and Ankle Surgery, over 14,000 ER visits a year are because of these shoes. It's almost as if they weren't made to walk in. Well, they weren't. So, how did we get here? I will be presenting information I gathered from BBC News, the New York Post, and CBS News. High heels have served a higher purpose beginning all the way in the 15th century. These purposes can range from practical to psychological uses. Today, I will present how exactly high heels came into existence, how their use evolved over time, and what the industry is like today. High heels have lived a very interesting life, and it all began with prostitutes. This began in the 1400s in Venice. Prostitutes would put large wooden blocks on their shoes to make them higher and allure more clients. These shoes were known as chopins, and they added an extra 18 inches in prostitutes' height. Once the aristocrats got a hold of these shoes, they turned their purpose to a new light. Their purpose was to put them on their wives, so their wives could barely walk. Therefore, they couldn't run off and cheat on them. Once again, the use changed, and this time it went to male equestrian riding. In 1590, men put heeled shoes on so they could stand up on their stirrups, being able to shoot from their horses better. BBC News once said that women's fashion transitioned into men's fashion, and that included the high heel. King Louis XIV is the reason why high heels came into existence for all ranks of people. His idea to dye the bottom of his high heels red really appealed to all subjects of his kingdom. Therefore, they started to make dozens and dozens of different kind of knockoffs for his shoes. But then the Enlightenment era swept across Europe. This made men become more practical thinkers, and they didn't want to wear all the fancy shoes or the clothing anymore. But one specific gender did, the women. The shoes were seen as irrational, and the women were seen as irrational. So now it was only acceptable for them to wear them. Men completely stopped wearing them by 1740. High heels have always been worn to feel a sense of superiority, and this has built a powerful industry today. High heels have this psychological effect on women that will make them pay hundreds of dollars to feel it. According to the Journal of Evolution and Human Behavior, studies show that women are seen as more attractive when they have on a pair of high heels. This is because the sex-specific elements of their bodies are showcased in a better light, and men and other people definitely think they're prettier when they have the high heels on. Well, the high heel industries know that these studies exist, so they price these shoes at $500 or more. These red-bottom Louis Vuittons cost $6,000, and other shoes can go up to $10,000. According to the Business of Fashion, Jimmy Choo's high heel company is valued at $1 billion. Forbes has Louis Vuitton valued at $28 billion. This is all from a pair of high heels. Other companies, luxury shoe companies, around the US generate up to $21 billion in just 1 month of sales, just because women want a little bit more swing in their hips. High heels became popular from prostitution and then equestrian riding. Then it changed into women's fashion only, building a powerful industry and creating a serious source of revenue for today's economy. The humble high heel. Sure, you might not be able to walk on grass, cobblestone, or posh floors, and it might be very hard for you to run away in, and they're just impractical. But the type of confidence and revenue it does for our society, well, there is nothing humble about that.